radio time. It's only 40 after 7, and this is Kessben 92.9. Welcome back from the sport break. Meeting the Kwame Appiah Kubi, Mr. Speaker. I'm highly grateful once again for your time on a Monday morning like this. Now, shout out to Mami's numbers 05505969299. 05505679299 05505969299 05505679299. And indeed, we're back from the weekend. The National Democratic Congress launching again on national campaign. We're bringing you more details on that shortly. Now, anyway, again, sir, there is a team of NPP, former members of parliament. Say, Alan Kojo, Shamatin, Echi, as I say, they returned back home to Dr. Mamodo Baomi and the NPP. Mamin Kwahomasona, many former member of parliament for Upper Dentra West, the Honorable Ben Aye, Eni Nkomo, or a member of such group. In fact, one on a chairman, per the writer, Miho and Dra Anajo. Honorable, what time good morning, Kessben, soon in Pom to say.
Good morning, Mr. Speaker. Namia do Mapomie. Me Jesus for you.
Radiado Mehoya, and I'm told Canachapa.
Oh, I look at Kakra.
Odo Hokote, Honorable Medas. Now, Odo Hokote, ya by ye Naze. And Koma Yediano pay a fum nipa bebre, Mose. Nanke Yenina, Yedim say, Alan Free Kuim wing, what do support, any on him being no eta nechi. About the saying, Anna former members, Unianum be a cajon, more free more as they say, Masaba mo NPP am woman.
You mean Medasi. Group na ye Casano, and yes, members could di Alan Nechi, and our former that group no. Okay, the entire former members of parliament, the NAM MPP so, and you could be a parliament. And if he said, Baby, you do Siano, I will say, can you boom? Now you have quite be a befaso, not MPP to be a retaining power through Dr. Baumia, now ye number of MPs and so a bed dozen, and I can't wabuma, you be this argument.
Na ekoi fapem eba da ben obi ni moshia edi nkomo na afei na party no ehun se monso mo role bi a mo play betimi abo mo campaign ya na.
Well, you did say there's nothing like party no. Eti baby and na MP and as a former MP so titi baby no. You na collectively and na your former party no. Eti as former MP you say experiences are your work, any other idea your work, support base are your work. Near fee said, the near so the Triana Mobi, never boa party in camp. So be it. But you to me two sana mono. Any party no as a whole now, including yourself, no. Get what to agree. So with the mission. Not dear, yet now. Now, Ubia Becca say, if you say, play rule, we are never boa party in camp, and yet to sana mono. We are experienced enough to know what is good for the party. It's not. Yes, we need to sign up with this time.
I think free there, Muru and Kasa in this campaign, no, and saying as former members of parliament on the ticket of the New Patriotic Party. A hefan a Ghana for ensure monimo, some more babira ababe yejuma.
One, you didn't strengthen yourself as a caucus, former MP. Not two, with your rich experiences of knowing how to win elections. So, it's not a secret. So, even the more foreign BR will lose in the city crown, only crown, or come back to the constituency when you're crown about 25% of the votes are on there, or that support me.
Okay.
Only crown, not less than 25% support there, or on the constituency common. And I who say, a party be so I echo party. If you have more, then due to the issue, say, a be a former MP said, you can lose in the seat in Tino, not the support base a work constituency. A be a new candidate in the Bayano, or your mind, Yajuma. So the woman to me say, oh, assume supporters need to more qua. Next they sideline them, they ignore them. If you're buying this these aggrieved members and also a party aboom, no say okay, I'm baby, mobile money me. So them a panisana a more party no. Anything you say in idea who Jim near mu said the bear support base now. If you say almost a you me free me now, they come on board. And with that, no, we hope that Ebema winning the general election no are easy ama MPP.
Na me share group no when I would no say otitineni the honorable former member of parliament Ransford Japan deputy chairman Mame Esther Obinda Parmitin and Kache Yepa one also your treasurer the honorable gifty Ohene Konedu operations and so Ewaha Godfrey Bayon, Deputy Operations, the Honorable Ebenezer Nate, and so Ewaha as Secretary, and a couple of members of Parliament, former, as I say, Munina no much church, again, me who say more zoning mo into the respective regions, and also in TSC, no anything.
Yes, sir, Edumani, no, said the Akano, I've grown about elections, they are grown yana ever form. It is who say, the Cassie at Nankran, the Edumana. MYN. It has zoned the whole country into about 8 or so. And I appointed zonal leaders. Or these zones no muswa or monoso ebehwe say within that region or zone MPs are a wasa region no another zone no so yes said say.
Na chairman eti when ye mu nyina anase mumu kakra bi na mo together say
almost about 200 former MPs now yet me agada about 200. Enti emphasize ni pa ba kwa na say me bi pe na yegusu no mo kasa o nyamba on board, but we hope say going forward no yeah ebeba on board. If I start to do panache yes say you do baby if you say afi ye ba media space na e okay nti na fi ni aba media, but you start to do mano underground work ni am for kasa no a check kakra.
And you say ye be who PC appear for mu nyina say wo mo bebe mu abe campaign ye be.
Oh, the TNC say, PC and initial, me a personal initial, but a woman said, no, say, ye former MPs do more, no, a concan kakra. So, the mission, ABA, to me actively, and call a friend say, door to door, and that's active campaigning. Then, so no, they say, opinion if you require no, or a batch, so the mission. The such people, no, some who say they are on board now. You were almost blessing now. So,
very well. Honorable, and we wish you well in your new endeavor and chairman of the former members of parliament. Nyamin Kao, Yanu Bedin Comonso, Edumaya say there. Nyamin Shao, super. And the Honorable Ben Aye, a former member of parliament, and the Appaah West, and Adope Yenin Edin Common. He was once a supporter of the Honorable Alan Kojo Chembatin, now currently was say Womo Akomo Abum as former members of parliament. Enti Anope Yaneno Edi Eho Enkomo. Now, Mamin ko apam Emra. Na I'm told demonstration Kessben Efrasie Ewo apam over a year Womo Kwanya Hodwa Enye. Yen reporter our the central region, Rekunyampo Ewo Ahomaso. Good morning, and to say.
Speaker, Metonka.
Bibi aboko de hefa na ojina no pe.
Yapom de boko na so o wa bepie mu afam jansen ade a enya ade a boko. Utie dede a ekoso e wo ha nyina demonstration chencheche pa na ekoso ha si amno ka se enya asem keto akra. Na wa wunim apam ankasa yie no. Se wudu apam jansen na wudi wani ekire mu a wokọ apam kulma ankasa. Ana mno ka se ade a driver fo e wo ha ene timamfo abo kojan ohwefoni amede ba ya ablock road na ankasa kanko kamba meno ka say police for aba say na omopese omobie efan no atum enso nya ade a timamfo na na driver fo no say omo ebebo omo omobie ne abi ochina ninyina eye omokwan a enye enti manya ndo ba ko ha aja ma kwa wadwa eye Kessben TV so ene ma won se maboko jan ade ne ekoso ha ma block road mo ha no say
nya be papa ya kwani na say I see the ramp one papa but it's not on the shine now also what the shaburi now was that kwani na say yes I said yeah be the me aburo bosuma okay then I see that political woman kwai me yeah be sa Party ya block ya ma hin na go to the what ye mwe no no nko
mo ma hin se mo mienu mo se mo mienu
ya ti ya mpe onu na ti sa political wa bahama e wuri gitu ya ti mwe o ma hin House of Chief part House of Chief onu no jina ti ale ya ti mwe ma na principal pe ya cho ma ya shede ya ba kwan sida na onu kwa point asin ye adwuma
na ma mo school for no so no e kwan be na o be fa so o be ko
school for the omo ti aye police commander they do ha more patawa me yamba police school for mo for bani na no ye bua mo ho ko school eti apart from the school back no pass bia na mbebiem until 1 o'clock
na until 1 o'clock the speaker obita ne sa na ese no unia bra ma unta wanya bre wa ha unia Mountain na mo ye demonstration
ya kwa na onye mi tira ye demonstration
mo kwa na onye no
ya kwa na onye
ati na ja mbe bia mo bia
o ma yi tata ja ko si o na we se no nko
mo je ma no
ka ho bi na kwa na wanyo
ati sika da wuce wa hadia ntia na ye ama binje aba ha ne se ndom bi ka ka omo ankasa omo man kini abeka eye baye na chi a mo so mo mie ma ne nko ne emie ma ne nko otina ana ama political no aya sen ko mo mie no na nka ja nko metu mo si dabi oyo ohini pon e wo krom ha na oyo pani anka obehwe amoma ye kwan mo nye disi ade enu na ye pinche e wa ade ya police for e fa demonstrators ne atew no mo tia disi ade me kamani a ka ta be ka wa chen enya sem ketwa ofi afam jansi e be wura krom ankasa onko sanso na kwan ko de go na de na omo chese enye entinya dia omo be bia mo makone akọwani speaker obi side dia yakoso apam dance ha no pa eno no.
Very well, Mrekonyampo, I'm grateful for your report. I don't pay me that say the idea about JBM, and that is our central regional reporter speaking to us from a year Apam Junction. More and more transition from a year Budumburam, Kaswa, and in the enclave Nina and Cry to Cape Coast, and your friend is saying Takrade main highway no Apam Junction. And sad demonstration ye koso ewo about the bad nature of their roads and adope yakode ho enkomo 53 after 7 Kessben 92.9. We are live on television on Kessben TV and ma o messages ni nyina no emra 0550596929 0550567929 numbers and pay your day juma. Be Mr. Speaker, I'm highly grateful for your time once again. My big for no atenase Uncle Bo Backman, a member for the movement for change. Watenase anope mame emanache na me mana kwaba. Uncle Bo, good morning. At you saying
good morning, Mr. Speaker.
Weekend in the say, but your microphone the brow and him kakrama.
Nyamya do mi biaboko. Nyaminti unze tambia mekasa what to me sorry. And I said, we have the gift of life again. As I would no matter what. Until Tambiano, I said, I demand Yankopo.
Movement in the Mumboko, dear.
Oh, Yamyadum, Bibia Kosopa.
Very well.
Yeah.
Mame Emma Ura Georgia, you see, National NADMO Communication Director, Memanache, a member of the New Patriotic Party's communication team. Is it good morning?
Yeah, good morning, Right Honorable Speaker, and soon to be Council.
Thank you. And pum to say
nobody other.
Over the weekend, so by Bakacho. Me hear social media videos. They are true. The man with the American accent. So that's right.
Roman father, men pay me once.
But party mo to say.
Oh, party muboko. But my arehosem kakra and say me penny, Director of Communications, Mr. Richard Hiagba.
Yeah, very unfortunate.
Yes. Kunya Quenchia, Benjamin Chad, yes, or stable conditions. Or confirm. Your General Secretary, Lawyer Justin Frimpong Kudia, Akoheno, your Chairman Kasa, Stephen Ayesun team, Omakoheno, almost in the condition, okay. No Ankasa, so I release some statement, BHS, bibia so far good bompire so be ho beto no ntem na sahene waba bedi communications akuna no safo hene igwe safo hene
ejuma na da monim no so
ejuma no so nti wabedi yanim na yatimi akono edi akodi nkunim titu Bokman and Nkofo distracted kakra said
Ghana distracted
George mafa kwan bia so say Nkofo a edi ala na chi nyina no I mean mo betwe o mo back to the new petrol
so mo ye ma me say ofa blade sisia na utwa maha na utwa papa we ya ne dia no kwa taxi me dia red, white, and blue, no. Papa we there. Yellow back, Ukrainian.
Yeah, me make some children.
Then I make catch your brown. Color, back. Papa we. Oh, you die hard. Oh no, my yo. Bakuma.
Mr. Speaker.
I did this for a year, no, and not even MPP and Kasa. Yeah, Papa we to me deny.
Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker.
I quite we are set here, my fashion be a dominant.
Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker. Now say and Chebia, I check a crash blood transfusion.
Yeah.
Now Makoye process be omuyi that color and film. They say I know a red, gold, and green with a star. I don't know my blood is this here. That is my blood. It is not that color again. That color no Odigana bro.
I am total overhaul, you know.
Yeah.
I see. 57 after 7. Yesheni was the Honorable Member of Parliament for Wasam Memphis East ever joined here. The Honorable Nicholas Amankwa from the NDC ticket will be joining us shortly in the studio. Now, one also joining in discussion. Honorable Maakye was a baby. I would say no. Uban crime. Now we travel first 4 years as a so to bow when him because there be a yes a traffic lady.
Oh, but yeah,
Jose. But yeah, it's the other day, but Honorable Amankwa will join us shortly. Weekend D has been very eventful. Oko a year talency and in Patemwa. Dr. Baumia was there with his campaign when in the team, no, and then in Tamale up north, the NDC equally went there to ensure say one more belanche, one more national campaign, and Hong Kong and I pay Yenimunino e bababedi. But before I met Bama Bedra for Nisono, me was statement to Wahano Ma. The former deputy finance minister under this government, President Akufo-Addo administration, he's also a former chairman at the finance committee in Ghana's parliament. Currently, as we speak, Wano Anna a year member of parliament at the good people of Obuasi West. Na the day at the Honorable Kweku Kwachen, Wakasa in a statement or release over the weekend. Now, quite an insightful one, released on the 25th of a year, July 2024. And to mekai be at the amount na afi mabedra for so near the no astati. Now, this is the title. To break the 8, we must first break the norm. By Kweku Kwachen. And this is an article. As Ghana's Fourth Republic has given 8 years to ruling parties, not more, beyond the loyalists of the various political parties. Voters believe that when one political party governs for some time, they must leave for another political party to come. That voter belief is coming from something we hear all the time. All politicians are the same. Let one go and let another come. We NPP are looking to break the 8. It is an expectation coming at a time when hostile external factors have imposed considerable hardships on the average Ghanaian voter. But it is not just external factors that threatens our chances of the electoral victory, The economic problems Ghana is facing today at both the national level and in households are also cumulative effect of many decades spanning different governments, of the bad politics and economic mismanagement that have characterized the government of our country. Since independence, we have survived by constantly overspending our means and borrowing to finance the overspending. And many of these expenditures are just bad prioritization. We always offer higher interest to lenders, borrow more, use a part to repay previous debt, and the rest to pay for the current year's overspending. So we have been running our country's economy like a Ponzi scheme. The economy is struggling today because lenders are now refusing to lend to us. It is just like a Ponzi scheme going into crisis once people stop depositing their monies with them. Many Ghanaians, myself included, worry that if we continue along the path we have been walking, our democracy will collapse. And with it, all our political parties to save our country from this looming danger. The political class must acknowledge this reality and change behavior. And we don't have time to do so. Since independence, the political norm has been that a political party going into an election must sing praises of its past achievement and make high-sounding promises for the future. At the same time, a political party must paint its opponent in the worst possible light. We have mastered this act, and in the process, we have forgotten that politics should be about the future of our children and our motherland. We have reduced election campaigns to bitter struggles between competitors seeking power for the wrong reasons. Now you come to the concluding part. It is this primitive political culture that has led to the belief that all politicians are the same and produce the 8-year cycle we are seeking to break. To break the 8, therefore, we must first break that norm by doing the following. 1, acknowledge the past and present failures of the political class to provide the kind of quality leadership required to avert the mess in which we find our country today. 2, adopt deep and far-reaching reforms to address the decades of bad politics and economic mismanagement. We must convince voters that we shall be ruthless in our determination to fix this country, that we shall stay the course no matter the challenges, and that there shall be no scared cows. We must lead by example. As a precondition for any reforms, we must demonstrate the sacrifices we shall make as politicians to convince our people that we are in this together. We must address concerns about how much of our national resources we spend on ourselves as politicians and take steps to overhaul the corrupt public procurement regime we inherited from previous government and have continued to live with it. Once we lead by example, we can say with integrity to our people that we are sinking in a common boat and call all Ghanaians to duty. As a political party, if we sincerely believe and can demonstrate our faithfulness to this commitment, breaking the 8 will follow naturally. And this is signed by the Honorable Kweku Kwame, former Deputy Minister. Chairman for the Economic Committee, spokesperson on the economy. Interesting. From Finance Committee Chairman to Baby Omodena Basse say, was also Rashid Bidjani Edema, the good people of Obuasi West. Now acknowledging the challenges are a war economy no emo and how our politics no akwako yes say. Na was it politics in any democracy a practicing no akwako is a Ponzi scheme. We lie to the people and then we make sure we find our ways out. Now he's advising against some of those things because and yes sir, breaking the 8 will equally be difficult for the NPP. But me here and what George decision now maintain on this subject. George, this is coming from a member of parliament in your party. Mamintio responds at the party's response to this.
Yeah, me that say, Mamintia TFU, Mamintia Minia, Honorable Buckman. Sabi, was Luti Alpha Franto, a tire who cacranti. Myself, we need election, then Alan Chemante will be part of the leadership of the he has always been part in
MPP 8 years. Have you seen me in MPP circles?
No,
this 8 years of MPP.
Your leader. No,
I'm saying within another 8 years. Did you see me in MPP circles?
Yes, and the Honorable Kweku Kwate, chairman of the Economic Committee of Parliament and spokesperson on economy, were man a candid view. I no pay me or sister station, I'm interview no direct and all it's popani adrimpa and what they a cardio car, me think a year call to awaken politicians. Senior can as I say, you're running economy need is a Ponzi scheme. The upper chain is a Yakobobisia, na ye dia bay ye dia was ye dear. Na utimi say yakoma bosika ye de yes ye de bebo akohoma no ye di ma no broso so ye ndi within our means inti bia na yakopa besia e de abetua dada no na ye de bia ye afidie de ye beje nso a enu sika ya besia eda ho dada no ye tue bia na asan agi bia gum sa anti support that's how it is omo encourage you into omo percentage kese so into the first group no meko no omo we no interest no tumi say tua mo se sia na ekọ eyi na say na obe say ekọ fo ba womo ba no womo de omo deposit be ba enti e benye sky de be mamu na say BBC no omo jaya na che say hona dry or similar as a debia bobesia say a capital market no akate ye no ama the access to credit no emu ayedin ho ayena enti ama ye ho ya akire ye enti ye hwe ni start see ye be ye hyehyɛ ya beboa me ye didi ewe ya within akohoma budget num se ne ye nye se besia bona na de bia ye be kwa akobo besia dia ye na de toso bie mo kan about the procurement processes no fin say yeah mu na ho papa nti eno so kan wo ne di enya nti e bia kwan bia e betimi aye no e bia 10 cedis no procurement process no ensure strict process yeah obe wona akoye kotua bia 15 cedis eno so kan ho na abekọ akobo besia de betua 6 no nti e ma de bia na okomu bu because it's a call to ye nyina I say yeah, nanka ono di oya se nko wo trama efie nkomo enso so abepia bonten so hu but on kan say MPP nko aye practice you hwa free na nanom resante nyina sa na netie in fact 1964-65 onum na it was critical say ahwe yi Ghana yenya support from credits outside me okay from third world to first world by Lee Kuan Yew or can so about I think 58 or something. So by the way are na yem penny for no yen no man say no man yen papa because excitement edinya fa hodia onim sense share no kono the oba na ekoso no na nye in 1966 kunu ba na anya no wanwa Lee Kuan Yew na kan kunu ba no anya no wanwa ko hu say beba because na penifo no lifestyle ni the way aye ibu o man na nye nti these are some of the things nti Kweku Kwate pese brisantren to brisantren e kana na ye brugum ofise emra so aye nyina ye ntwa kompo ne hwe se da bi e kwan foforo ben so ne ye befa so I was here 10 kilometers. Ni esika na wo ho no ntimi nya 10 kilometers. How then nya 5 kilometers and now 4 kilometers within our means. Ni enko no kakra. Oh, say me ye betimi atua ye ka ni nyina yi afi wo nti wo say paradigm shift come. And ofin say MPP e wo tumi mu a within the next 4 years no psychologically reorientation of the minds ye betimi aye amankofo adwen abaso. Ni ye hu say there be ye be different from the status quo ebeboaye into a future de my as politicians a Ghana nyina because o kan baby say no maybe I was here politicians here they hwe ye ho ansa na So we no which means at a point you put to as a priority. Then he feels it's not the best. Into yen say one a beboa say some ubia. The toss would be yen say far out to watch a juma any year. And a business bobby no so yen pay. Yes.
Is this advice not coming too late for this government?
It's because okay, better late than never.
Many would have wished with the high level of goodwill from the good people of Ghana. No? I mean, President Akufo-Addo first term, what can be a Ghana and be a more because the belief and the hope was high.
Yeah.
I mean, is that reality the reality we see today? And moving forward, how can some of these things, be adopted?
Ain't no can say yen chisisa norma. And now can buy your first term no score was solid. Yes, exogenous factors by, but business born in normal so own discount that because your debt this year is 742 billion.
Yes.
Okay, from 122 billion Ghana cedis. In dollar terms, about $22 billion. The NDC borrowed about $21 billion in the same period. And Akufo there was $8 billion. And these are the really, but all the CD more because of exchange rate losses, depreciation in Normandy, baby, I want to know. And non worker, yes, worker. Say, I'm part, and no mercy and exogenous, definitely, the course or my Musa, inflation koya could do by 54%. Okay, yes, it be investment. The investors lose confidence in our economy. Ratings no call down. Into no more investment. Investment. So I'm brand say, and this one no other call was a Bank of Ghana soon because or the coin. And the man say obi lose way say on your investment be more. I was a Bank of Ghana that way no cheer ni pano no. Do you get it? And you know Bank of Ghana had to pump money into the economy the way I'm pumping, because yes, or share that printing, got to take custody of some of the investment portfolios were being withdrawn. And so that's how the law is. And yes, definitely about challenges about system. And a business bonus so born do baby, a show red. We'll call about 70% I read.
Yeah.
And here call for IMF no. How the parastatals agent institutions debts be group no so because some say banks problems no buy banking sector difficulties no buy government the backstop with government ABC or buying so it is a Ghana water and I say electricity company and I will challenger that a buying so it is almost the KB alphabet to pronounce and a man could do 104% be no. They say we are back to around 66-71% debt to GDP no. Good advice because we will be our advisor aid to the finance minister pay under Akufo Bresom. We deputy minister of finance pay under Nanado. And I was a chairman of the finance committee until recently on my splitting the economic and finance. Who figures no I cannot pay or see figures now. Yeah, but turn any no. To the BOF said no. I see a changing direction. Okay. Sabi will be a city ultra no ya no who said the church achia meboa. Enti wonu who ultra compo who said there be ya koso ye no say ya ebe hadwen no 4 months here we means ye share ye tie na sopem ni two anamo a bit me aboa because you see a person break 8 you can't do the usual things to break the 8. That is the thrust of the statement. And he just will change the direction to be able to break the 8. And that I support and agree. Say, was here ye BB, be can say ye be na afafanto atiasi no ma befi. And I just say anamuntu na konenim.
Medas Georgia EC and what's saying and kind of 8:15. This is Kessben 055-0596-929 055-0567-929. Mamema, the Honorable Member of Parliament for Amenfi East, Ache na Memano Akwaba, the Honorable Nicholas Abankwa was a group on chairman. Honorable Maakye, boom to say.
Yeah, we had Mr. Speaker.
I say is a take who had
Amenfi East, going to have one pay.
Oh, I'm a feast.
Take who say Honorable James. Yeah, my senior.
I'm going to say,
Oh, Nyamiado, Mr. Speaker.
constituency boko.
Oh, constituency boko. Any Jason Mukwa.
Is there a zoo free one a bed you might cry? How much should be
Mr. Speaker, I'm a feast constituency, you know, and when I'm sure what you are service, I mean, some more mono. I mean, taking it for granted. It's what's a crop on the municipal capital. How do you buy in crony now? So you can mention Japa, a Francia, body, the ram.
Oh, boy, you are on
body, this is body, Japa, that so in Kunya and Anko. Oba Western region, all per constituency and in Crow, as also Dawson, Amenfi East. You also need host to the paramount chief, you know,
Okay.
Our paramount chief is the president of Western Regional House of Chiefs.
Okay.
And he also double as the chairman of Forestry Commission. I'm coming from a constituency.
More constituency, the non can say Galamsey Bahokra. A big good because chairman of the Forestry Commission. The board for Forestry Commission. It is our traditional council, Nimuno. Okay, any traditional enclave. A band of forestry, Muaye Galamsea. You can say Bemukra.
Okay, Mr. Speaker.
Yes.
For where you know, say,
there
be say information na wama. But you are Tetrato Kwam was a chim. Nasa so bar, ye kase no be a nyajuma of forestry. And ocean swa. Enye oman in a directive base yenye juma wa yemem yenye juma wa
tano numre forest omo jagalam say omutu omuno e was semra boy e ho kana sase ho
ono ya ade a eye nanado danko akufado omo post ano waje free unsem say na enye ordinary person say ewura wontumi nanso ewura mo de omo na si for mo amoso mo kan bi Ghana fo nyina kan say small scale miner ono nko forest mo consume enkoye adwuma no o shin excavator daylight o chino agene normal why say o original chairman ekoye adwuma wo forester wo hwe aye samra boy ni nyina enclave ni nyina western region rely on no forest we na atumi ama aye samates 1996 atumi aba aye premier division a wababeje aye what is it cup premier league because samates rely on this forest. We are last week, Omoni Yura to treat Ukwamwase Chimomba present to trophy chair speaker. In Tuba Memphisa, a Memphis area mining a coso, a responsible mining, a small scale mining. A buy, you know, also by encourage community mining or by encourage a small scale mining. Nansuna Kwakwa say, see the area, Professor Frimpon Boatika, you know, I hear Omo paying for Kwane, and Utina saying, as part of Omo. PC occupy voting to say police for oversight amulo soldier for oversight money omunku meanwhile Mr. Speaker say what say me are okay now it was irresponsible and reckless
call to nananom na me make here enti no
nananom there as we speak nananom here omo fam there say yen obi o ye adwuma bi ya no na minus na one man fees nso omo ti ase say ye babo ya sase ho ban nti omo ye adwuma omo siesie nsase omo nya adwuma so wonsuo Mr. Speaker na o baba bi say japadade so adama so a omo no dia into rocks eye chamfan no but o ko chebi a unim say na nado dan kwa kufuado ne dan na chi wona na Eastern Regional Youth Organizer omo che say okoye mining bi ono kura ho asem ekosi sen
okay but that's it
okay ono boy is say
no ya kwa ba be de ma enti ma membra klebo so besa ba so na
enti small scale mining there me de ma no siman klebo aba no menim see Ireland see do omo nyina aboa say local or indigenous so be ye no small scale mining no see the GM aka no measures be koswa human responsibly vanguard operation then nyina be twem ema ye nyina yan wato because when you come to the local economy Mr. Speaker and no na ama minus na ama local economy no anwochire mpa ekoso na ama akofom kakra samre but say nipa chi nipa we no because you akwaku kwaten akane nyina ewe ebesim osi amemu ni nye aban yanse sanma jema ma Mr. Speaker Ghana
but Mr. Honorable MP nana abentua nana jejete okuamu nana ma hene ya no pe ya chiao Yeah, best Achimota Forest in India. Oh yes, in Ghana. Na Achimota Forest in India. Mamun Chucha. Yeah, best Forestry Commission for Achimota Forest. The Imperial Development. There. I mean, carbon emissions. I won't cry. Hano. Says our forest in the free one. Nipa be won't cry. You know. When you board, you know, I am not mwashe. Na mwashe say. Achimota Forest, you may try na assassin farm for development. My memra Uncle Boso na mintieno. Uncle Boma mintio na.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, Medase, Dika Mincha Mr. Lanchamaten Nhokafo, Ghana's first independent president in the making. Yes, Mr. Lanchamaten.
Oh, I'm quite sober.
Yes, pa Naminchia Wankasa, Mr. Speaker, ne Minia, a senior honorable Minu Mutana High and I pay. Mr. Speaker, Honorable is it Kofi Kwatin? Kweku Kwatin. This is not the first time I work as well.
Yes, or you're very bold.
Yes, or a very bold person. I like people like that.
A very principled.
Yes, you see, some of us believe you say, now same your can't first, you know. Now, my racial for be can or parliament. And as I say, so after the racial for no a can and so, Wakasebim. And Utien in common, he speaks more like a Ghanaian than MPP ni, and for me that is the way forward. So we should begin to think and speak like Ghanaians. Tell me, because political parties come and go, but Ghana is always there. And see, but you see, issues are kind, you know. No conclusion, you know, some of the baby or what because the problem is bigger than picture now would show, you know. Mankasa personally have identified 4 problems, Mr. Speaker. So you to me and deal with these problems are Ghana, the first one is the issue of poor leadership. I mean, if you look at your problems, the presidency, the president and the vice president together, we share leadership or may show or match. I didn't Ghana for. I don't think say a bit to make us a leadership of credibility, a leadership of competence, a leadership of character. Where the arrogance of power, where intro they can look at Ghanaians, look into their eyes and lie to them, and they think there's nothing wrong with that. Bibiano, everything rises and falls with leadership. About Lee Kuan Yew.
The founder of
Singapore. Nobody mentions Lee Kuan Yew's political party.
Yeah.
Because political party here, the most important thing is the leader. It took one person, a leader, to make a difference. Ahano, akwakoye say, yatina home political parties need the DNT to the extent to say, omuko you biya na support to become president. Thinking, say, it's political party that makes a difference. No. A leader will be, you know. And so it is not about political party. A leader, oman penin or Ghana, obi oman penin, regardless of where the person is coming from. So bet you me jumana, as a demand. Not because political party will be to come and serve their interest in tea. As a truman oba serve interest. That is a problem, leadership problem. And that is why they can lie to you and they can be arrogant to you because say, after all, the punishment I can get is go to opposition 8 years and come back again. That is why we have a problem. The second one is economic mismanagement. Yes, mismanagement. In the last 10 years or 12 years, our situation has only moved from bad to worse. Maakye said it was bad under Mr. Mahama. The records show. The reason why Mr. Mahama says look somehow good in say the bad situation, MPP are worse. Because when Professor Thomas was leaving office, when he died, and he handed over the economy of Ghana to Mr. Mahama, Ghana's economy was the best in sub-Saharan Africa. In Africa, it was one of the best in Africa. In the world, one of the best. We had a growth rate of 14.3%. The macroeconomic environment, very sound. Inflation, 9%. Everything was solid. Mr. Mahama. 4.5 years. This promising rising economy with a growth rate of 14.3%. You know, within 4.5 years, we ended with a growth rate of 3.4. Inflation cross-row, interest rate cross-row, exchange rate cross-row. At that time, so what did you do? Echoes war other countries who said nobody wants to any, and it's a Ghana we are rejected, you know. So we rejected a bad economic management. Now they are buying the power no ma MPP on my percent yoma cry and you see now Mr. Mama look good. So the problem is, the question is, do we always have to move between bad and worse? You ain't mean call good, better or best, and I'm saying it borders on leadership, vision of a leader, competence of a leader, credibility of a leader. That is another point. Economy, how did we manage this economy? Borrowing. And if borrowing is what we need to manage economy, we'll be able to manage the economy. That is why we are suffering now. And misapplication of funds. I mean, irrational investment decisions. 58 million on National Cathedral. $58 million on National Cathedral. Just imagine what that money could do to this economy if it had been invested in productive sector of the economy, such as agriculture or industrialization. Just think about it. Mismanagement, because they don't care. What they say, you have a opposition 8 years. Or that you can steal enough. I cut your position to me. Ghana for baby. That is why NDC and people they feel comfortable. That is why they don't care. So that is the problem we have. The second one, the third one is corruption. Corruption, procurement. Okay, procurement issue.
Yeah.
Corruption. No matter how big your bucket is, no matter how you fill it, if there's a leakage, and you're mad. That is the problem. Recently, look at revelation that is coming out from President Akufo-Addo Neba, first Jan Kroma, and he said, baby brothers and husbands and boyfriend. Look at this ambulance issue.
Yeah.
So sourcing. Look at a company that has not been registered. Company ain't registered you. To me, this contract, Manu. Even before they start the work, you want $10 million. $10 million. Someone from starting. Even before almost started, Juma. I mean, if this is not what is killing this country, I'm saying it was bad under NDC, it is worse under NPP. And how can we build a country? You expect that this country will develop. Corruption. And that is why if you go to Mr. Anantami's GTP, source sourcing will be a thing of the past. Source sourcing is not going to be part of his government. Because that is where they do the corruption because when what do you propose as an OBB bar or contract bar, there's nobody to compare with. There's no amount to compare with. So they give it to you and you get it like what has happened. The last one is the winner takes all system. For me, this is the crux of the matter. This is as a on mine say Ghana phone na ye to aba e koso lie ye to aba na ye do mani tumi nyina ma party baako ono ye all appointment in this country omun che all the contracts for themselves, all the scholarships omun che for themselves. Or I mean, think about it, recruitment to security services they take for themselves. Everything for themselves and their members. And not only all the members who omo wasro kekena kitwa bi no wasro no omo cheba omo NDC was so the same, NPP was so the same. No, how can this be sustainable? How can a nation develop on the basis of the facts there? Yakoto about a political party. Whether they have the men, they don't have the men. All the appointments go to them. CEOs. Look at what is happening in our state enterprises. Look at what is happening, even the ministries. Look at what is happening. Because square pegs are found in round holes all over the place. If you listen to Mr. Alan Chamatin, the crux of his argument is that instead of winner takes all, you should put together a team, a government of national unity. Let's get our best players to play the match for us. Let's go to the NDC, pick the best in NDC, pick the best in NPP, pick the best in CPP. Let's pick our best and put them together to manage this country. Other than leaving one political party, NDC 16 years, results na Naomi, MPP 16 years, results na Naomi. So it's not sustainable. So why there? We are adding 1 + 1, expecting to get 3. It is not possible. That is why we are saying, moving forward, let's de-emphasize the political parties. Let's emphasize on people, human beings, who have the capability, the brightest talent, and the mind we have in this country. Yamo omunye juma man, so that they can manage the economy. Once again, I take you to Benin. Benin is now a shining star in Africa. It's now a shining star in the world. They have only cotton and cashew. We have 1,000 times better than what they have in terms of natural resources. It took one person, independent president, Patrice Talon, to make a difference in Benin. We can make it in Ghana. We can do it in Ghana. That is why we say Mr. Alancha Martin, put Mr. Alancha Martin as an individual, Mr. Mahama as an individual, Alhaji Bawumia as an individual, and the rest. He is far better than all of them in terms of capacity, integrity, character, competence. Check his track record before politics, in politics, and the things he has done. Even for Africa, not even in Ghana alone, for Africa. He has changed the face of African economy by creating the most important economic policy in Africa, which is the African Continental Free Trade Area. So I'm saying that let's move beyond these parties. Honorable Kwaku Kwati. I'm saying that, listen to what he's saying. He's giving us a picture. Mpanyinfo is a dancham of insum, no bakacho there. Abobi anembi wewa menjinichi because on sunmu. Wabaka no corner train. But the problem is, moving forward, what do? Do we go back to the same winner takes all system? Do we go back to the same promises I was in my hand? 4 months to election. NDC is here to bring just a manifesto. MPP is here to bring just a manifesto. One individual leading a movement has put together a plan, comprehensive plan to transform and restructure Ghana's economy. And that is Mr. Alancha Martin. That is the seriousness we are talking about. It's not MPP NDC. I remember he says there, MPP no more blood. Yes, I didn't know. Now, many enough to love this country more than political party. That is why I have said goodbye. He knows it. 8 years MPP power have never got close to any MPP person. He knows it. I've never been in their circles. I support Mr. Alancha Martin on principle that he's the best person as Ghana Ghana.
Very well.
That is why I support him.
But as 32 minutes after 8, this is Kessben 92.9. Number 3 is 055-059-6929, 055-056-7929. Aye, numbers are your Juma Anope. Uncle Ibo, a member for Movement for Change. Wakasa Edema Womo. Mame Emra, a year. The Honorable Member of Parliament, so na Mintio one and so for 10 minutes. Honorable Mamintio on a year, Honorable Kwaku Kwati, the revelation and assertion about our economy and how I am mismanaging your Niema all these years. And the baby I am now, the most important thing, I see we risk losing our democracy. Kabi Mamin Kabi, I woman say, and say, of course, you Niema say, ya dear. He is thinking, said, you lose your democracy. No, Mamintio, we are member of parliament. You are there with him.
Yo, Mr. Speaker, Menda was CBM na menchia weti for ni ashefo. Na menchia mpenyi for AD Juma Anope som Ghana. Mr. Speaker, menchia I'm a constituent, the good people of Wasa Amenfi East. Na my party executive Ayera chairman and Akufia Tochidano. Oni executive ni na any NDC amanyoku Wasa Memphis Western region Ghana and beyond. Ohwe modemo adwumaden collectively no yeah. Na ohwe ade fair ekos watermelia. Mr. Speaker, when him say anope na ke on command na kayeti. If you say yes you know, ebi esida esi yache and Ghanaians are ready to change this abysmal performance you ran another down Kwaku Fado on the Baomeoma display. Now Yama John Dramani Mahama, His Excellency Kwame. Now on reset the economy. Mr. Speaker, and now you're Kwaku Kwati, we didn't come say Ghana ni. We didn't come say Obi believe in Kwame Nkrumah Ghana. Me no Kwame Nkrumah no, yan Kwame Nkrumah no. Yan Jigana Edi. Ya Kwame Nkrumah no wakasa sesa no wakasa se obi a oje Mahama 24-hour economy need wankasa keke Mr. Speaker obo no ma ba ku mienu miensa o ɔka procurement ho nsɛnsɛm ɔka mismanagement ho nsɛnsɛm ɛna ɔka winner takes all ho nsɛnsɛm na obi a onim honorable Kwaku Kwati Mr. Speaker ɛsɛ ɔma ahwɛfoɔ ne atiefo ho sɛ hwan na ɛkasa yi.
Richard, pen the picture to so mommy why. Or a former deputy finance minister, or a former chairman of the finance committee in parliament. They say, well, economic committee. So, I was a member of parliament for Obuasi West. Or yeah, ranking. And the accolades, no, I don't know. Horrible.
Mr. Speaker, what a buying mu.
NPP are buying.
Into a NPP ni mapa.
Yes.
Exactly. And now, and come on, AD, 2024 election. No, it's about economy. Enti Uncle Bobu baby or say yen wasafo ebeka say den chem free nsu ase be catch us say den na Mr. Speaker bo ame yeni na chini bobo cheti be
radio say den chem ewu yeni na chini
anti so Honorable Kwaku Kwati Honorable isi me da se na me pese oba mu ntia se Honorable Kwaku Kwati be catch us say amamu yi nye abai am mismanage economy
o se nye yen go of cross o kind here
amamu yi nye abai am mismanage economy procurement and another ba no as part of adiamani winning about so sourcing will be a thing of the past because na Ira Mahama ye so sourcing but oba e be call competitive building competitive tendering ben so ye hwe abaya president awaba Mr. Speaker yeye mofra ye ba ye som Ghana no se nye Ira Mahama ne NDC a Ghana ye da ache wo he ono de na busuafo ne ma nkwa na odi bu man Mr. Speaker since I started Ghana mamu esu ahu bi okromada kama yentie na nado dan kwa Akufo-Addo na omo si ento abama MPP omo ye campaign on which basis into na Ghana for ento abama omo Yewura Kwaku Kwati being a former deputy minister of finance omo fani ndi agro because Nansaya yebeye new what is it committee
arrangement
Yewura Fenyamaki stood on the floor of parliament and said Yewura Kwaku Kwati was the one going to lead the economic new what is it
economic committee
because onim he has in-depth knowledge when it comes to issues of economy ono na obeka sa ben ya say Ghana economy e wo mu watete aponsam no na oka bibi se borrowing bosiabo obi obetina baby aka se bosiabo nya Mr. Speaker nipa no oni mamuo banking sectors nyina no they are much into air lending and nipa Mr. Speaker you bobosia de bobra every businessman in this country and ewiase nyina no they rely on air bosia ba bobosia na Mr. Speaker they ode be ye no and your friend prudent management the other by no say you His Excellency John Dramani Mahama you kobo bosia $1 million from China and on my atuabo gas plant and on a doomson abuama Yewura Mahama survey and on a generate a revenue of $300 million for this country every year on your friend prudent management you bobosia this is the government Yewura Nanado Dankwa Akufo-Addo on Yewura Bawumia catch and say they are not going to borrowing will be a thing of the past omo boja e catch Ghana for say Ghana beyond aid. Mr. Speaker, where are we now as a country? Now Uncle Ebo Kassan, he was very passionate because Mr. Speaker, I'm coming from a Memphis East constituency. Bashe ya kwan, bashe ye school dying, ye bashe ye nkani asem. Abayi by in 8 years, not even a single committee has been added onto the national grid. Get farm project Yewura Mahama ye nyina akaho. Mr. Speaker, what country are we running? The country has a future. Yes, we are nyina ye dia. Ye chairman Nanado Dankwa Akufo-Addo ni Yewura Bawumia omo se no. And Yewura Kwaku Kwati ha dwen say inti bosha ye share Ghana fo anu nie. The MPP ni die ba Ghana first. And inti no kasa sa no. This is a government omo ba ye no. Ne ya bobosia a free Kwame Nkrumah breso ne ye bomba to 122 billion. Ghana total debt. Omo diako 700 and what 42 billion. Mr. Speaker, you ask yourself, say, Bosiano boy, then omo diayo kroma. And the MPP need to make us say, Nanado so basi agenda 111 no 100 and something hospitals achievement. You ask yourself, honorable IC on this platform, you should mention a single hospital started by Nanado Dankwa, completed and commissioned and operational Ukroma. No. But we can pride ourselves with Legon. We can pride ourselves with rich. Sorry? No, the first phase was done. It was commissioned and we came and completed the second phase. Honorable, you see, and commissioned, and I was commissioned. Ridge was commissioned. Bank of Ghana Hospital.
Ridge was
Mr.
in
Speaker.
existence. Honorable.
Sorry,
Ridge predates Mahama.
the face. That's the new Ridge. That's the new Ridge. Mr. Speaker, we are in a country. Abaya Waba. Bank of Ghana belongs to all of us. But I'm so be a dini to be a DB. Now the buy Bank of Ghana is running into losses. Yet, they are into a building of headquarters. We don't serve our priorities right. As a honorable Kaye, Koshe Amano digging in front of Parliament, Cathedral. Honorable you see and his party, Yoruba, they justify it. They should justify it today. Say, Kanoma Boneye, where are you going as a country? Mr. Speaker, Ghanaians are going to vote for His Excellency John Dramani Mahama because of the mismanagement of the economy by Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Mr. Speaker, election here, Mahama is a favorite. I mean, him so biaka, not being favorite keke, but Ghana Fuaswensu Aswansa. Bawumia was introduced to a MPP party as an economic whiskey. He was introduced to MPP party because he has worked with Bank of Ghana, he has worked with the central government, so he knows and he has in-depth knowledge when it comes to economic management. That's why Nanado brought him as his running mate and he became the vice president. Now, Honorable Kase, a prior Professor Moss of Blessed Memory, we had the best economic indicators then. Yura Mahama was the vice president. And he was in charge of the economic management team as a chairman.
I call double
it very well, Mr. Speaker.
Yes.
When you say inflation,
Ebola.
That means, Mr. Speaker, inflation, When we say inflation, Obianka say inflation, because reading inflation, definition of inflation, or say is the persistent increase in price of goods and services at the rate at which Ebeko. Yura Professor Mons, Ojaye 32 single digit inflation 32 months which was 9. Free power it was 15 within the space of 4 years. So he moved from 9 to 15, which he added 6 on. Mr. Speaker, MPP Bawumia with the 52% inflation. Business is a good 54. Thank you. Business is a good and the MP before CMO Mabaso because inflation about 22-23.
Very well.
Mr. Speaker, very well. Now,
now it's for Mama.
Yura Bawumia. Nansena mi so corn off oil campaign. And yes, I'm coming so chroma because dollar now see watching no. My daddy for budget so it to Obama no 2020 2016 no dollar net 80 for. Now I'm not shocked say Yura Kennedy a Japan or say Ghana needs change. Ghana needs change, and change needs Ghana more than Ghanaians need change because SCSS change in the change is possible, and the change is possible for Yura Mahama to take over this country. And yes, Mr. Speaker, I debate about that story, you know. Oh, honorable, you see one market, you let me land there.
Land for Lucifer.
Yabada era kwaku kwati ase. Woma ya tesa amamuo ni nye. Yesesa amamuo no. Na okase yebobosia. Osi yebobosia omu hudi omodi ye. Winner takes all because ono kan ban ho. Na so nam so oka no krenti no. Na na do dan kwaku fado na ban they don't recognize him again. It's the more reason why we are suffering.
Thank you. Mamen kai mo messages ne bia mo de abreme anope na yanto aso ene enkom